Hi, today we're going to talk real quick just about the meet and greet. If you can become deadly at a meet and greet, which I'm going to give you a couple little things that may help you advance yourself in the sales, you will absolutely dominate this business. All right, so here's what happens right now. I'm going to kind of show you the typical salesman, and if this is you, identify yourself. If this isn't you, then great. You guys will really learn from this, so I'll give you a couple hot tips. He comes up to the customer, hey, hope you're having a wonderful day. My name's Andy. How can I help you? That customer says, or what is your name? And then that customer says, hey, my name is Bill. Yeah, I was looking for a truck. Okay, you looking for something new, or are you looking for something pre-owned? Well, we're looking for something pre-owned. Great, Bill, come on over here with me. I've got a ton of pre-owned trucks. And then you take off. So what I want you to do is stop for a minute and look. The meet and greet, was that just me giving him my name and him giving me his? Is that what it's about? No, it's about building common ground. Look, is this a business relationship or is this a friend relationship? People buy from people that remind them of their friends. Guess what happens? If you don't become a friend with this guy, and people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. We can say 15 things, right, that'll make you understand why you have to build common ground. Okay, you know why people ask, what's the price? What's your best price? You know why they fire those things off? Because they don't have a friend. Listen, when you first go shake this guy's hand, that gives you the opportunity to do what? Build rapid rapport, build common ground. Do this before you talk about anything. I was trained that I had to talk to that customer for 2 minutes, right? Now, he might try to chime in and say, well, I'm looking for this. And I'll say, oh, that's great, I really like those trucks. Now, where are you driving from today? Where did you come from? Look, notice I stuck it right back around to the rapport building. See, because we're going to build rapport the entire sales process. But in the beginning, it's crucial that these customers see that they can believe from us, they can buy from us, and like I said, they can trust us, and we're good people. And guess what? That basically, building common ground, was not done in that first little presentation, okay? So what I would like you to do is this. Write down a couple things that triggers building common ground, and it takes 28 days to make a habit, so you have to practice this over and over and over each day so you get it down. Don't go to Fact Find Qualify, don't go to the lot without building rapport first, okay? So first of all, shake every hand. Rule number 1, shake every hand. Okay, 3 kids jump out of the car, there's an old lady in the back seat. Go shake her hand, she's here for a reason, okay? She might be the cosigner. She may not be the cosigner. She may be the person that gets tired of sitting in the back of that car after 45 minutes and wants to go home. And guess what? They got to take her home. That gives them a reason to leave. Rapport with everybody. I promise you, they'll save your life. Okay? Some of the biggest and best deals get ruined by somebody not shaking somebody's hand in the back seat. Let them know who you are. Let them know you'll be with them every 15 minutes. Offer them the chance to come inside and sit down where it's nice and cool, watch TV inside, get them a cup of coffee. Whatever it is, gather rapport with everybody, okay? Shake every hand. People love their kids. If you take care of their kids, give them a piggyback ride around the lot. I'm just telling you this. Grab their kids and love on them. And when they see that they love your kids, which genuinely I love kids, if you love kids, guess what? They'll buy from you. I promise you. But people love their babies, so be great to everybody. But a couple things to build common ground, like I said, is a bumper sticker. Maybe you got a veteran license plate. Maybe you got a saying on a shirt. Maybe sports apparel, like on a hat or something. I'm not sure what it is, but always look for this. So as a customer pulls up, I'm always looking for, maybe it says the name of a dealership on the back, and you know somebody that worked there. And you said, hey man, you know when you bought that from ABC Motors, who did you buy that from there? I actually know a couple of people that work there. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing, I'm just saying, you could say something like that, but try to find some way to build common ground with them. And they may say, oh yeah, well I bought this off a friend, that was on there when I bought it. Well, how long have you had it? Well, we've had it for this long. Oh, okay, so you didn't buy it new. Okay, cool. So watch this. Basically, an opportunity to build common ground. Where did you guys drive from today? That's awesome. Do you guys like living in that area? How long have you been there? People like hearing themselves talk. Allow them to talk for a little bit and get comfortable, and then move in to the Fact Find Qualify. So remember this. Build common ground. Watch your people at your dealership. Watch the other salesmen. I'm going to tell you this, okay? They're skipping steps. Do not skip this step, okay? You will pay for it in your year to date. I promise you it'll cut $100,000 off your year to date each year. Okay, number 2, once we build the common ground, once we make a friend, Fact Find Qualify. You got to be good at it. And I want you to know this. These people obviously drove up in a car. So what I like to do is I like to be standing here, their trade-ins right here, and I like to ask them a couple questions. Look, are you guys going to be replacing this today? Yeah, we are. Or no, we're not. Oh, okay, so are you guys just buying a second vehicle? if they're not trading it, and then they'll explain for a second, and that'll give you an opportunity to problem solve, right? And ask the proper questions, okay, so who's going to be driving this next car? And that way you can start narrowing down what's the best way to go so we can go select a vehicle, okay? Now, if they are trading it, what do I like to ask? Okay, so you are replacing it? Awesome. So did you guys buy it new, or how long have you had it? And then what I like to say is this, do me a favor real quick. Now, these Hondas are pretty nice. What were 2 reasons why you guys bought this Honda initially, 3 years ago? Let them tell you. We originally bought it because it got great fuel mileage, and my wife, she really loved the color gray. Wow, okay, cool. So guess what happens? You got that. Now what are we doing? We're trying to surface hot buttons, right? We're trying to surface why they bought that car originally. We might be able to use that in our sale today. And then I like to say this. Now what are 2 reasons why you actually want to replace it today? Now what's that going to do? That's going to say, well, basically, Andy, we're having another kid now. So we're going to need another seatbelt, okay? So 3 seatbelts in the back of me and her ain't going to work. We're going to need actually be able to seat 4 of our kids and me and her. But also, the gas mileage, she doesn't drive as much anymore, so it's not as important to us now. We would like something that sits a little higher off the ground. Oh, okay, cool. So gas mileage isn't really important, although it may play a factor at some point, but it's not real important, okay? Which is why they bought their first car. We know that she likes gray, okay? So I'm not saying I'm even surfacing that, but I'm storing that. I'm remembering to remember what I heard from them. And then I'm going to say, they like to sit higher off the ground, and they need more kids to seat. So guess what? So basically, I can maybe ask a couple questions like, who did you finance it with? And then they could say, it could be a special finance company that you know of locally in your area. And you may say, okay, so that's more of a special finance company or a buy here, pay here law. Is there any reason why you think you wouldn't be able to finance with a primary lender today with us? They may say, well, because of this or this. And that may be a good time to say, you know what, let's go inside and get you registered for the sale. I'm just saying, you got to have those opportunities where we don't talk about credit, but we ask questions that maybe will allow us to know which way to go. You know what I'm saying? You don't just go land them on a car and then drive it around, come back inside an hour and a half, and then ride it up on something they can't buy. But I'm not saying we want to pre-qualify them and make them prove to us that they can buy, but I'm saying we do want to ask good questions, okay? So anyways, basically, who did you finance it with? If they say Tinker Credit Union, or let's say a place that's local in your state, you may say, oh, that's a great bank. Have you had any problems with them? If they say, yeah, we've had a lot of problems with them, guess what? They probably hadn't paid their payment and they're wearing them out trying to get their money. But if they say, no, we love them. We've had a great relationship with them. Oh, okay, cool. Well, guess what? You could even say something like, and what's your payment roughly on that Honda Civic? $300. Wow, how did you get it so low? That's a great question I like to ask, because they say, well, we had a paid off trade and we had money down. It's not something that has anything to do with selecting another vehicle, but remember what you hear, you use it later on. Okay? So anyways, I just want to go over a couple of things that you can do sitting here with your trade-in. Notice we haven't walked to the lot yet. We're right here. Meet and greet, build common ground, okay? Fact find and qualify if there's a trade. Some of the regular questions, who's going to be driving it and how many seatbelts do we need if there's not going to be a trade-in? If there's not a trade-in, what to ask so you can basically get ready to select another vehicle. So 2 things that you must know about meet and greet and fact find and qualify is this. You can't select a vehicle without understanding what their hot buttons are. It's physically impossible. Because when you select the vehicle, you're going to do what? A walk around on it. And what are you going to be talking about the entire time other than what the car has to offer, right? The hot buttons. That's what raises emotions, right? And another one is what's their dominant buying motive? What's the main reason why they're on the market to buy a car? If you can service hot buttons and dominant buying motives, you can make a friend, build rapid rapport, and they love you. Your closing ratio will be through the roof. Then you just have to take your test drives, put them on papers, and guess what? And you could go to 80% closing ratio if you could follow this step. So the first 2 steps are the most crucial. Hot buttons, dominant buying motive. Like I said, make a friend before you talk about the business. People don't care about how much you know people don't care about how much you know until they know how much you care. So anyways, I appreciate you guys, and we'll talk to you soon.